Welcome back to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to talk about Type 3 network protocol driver, that is middleware driver, or sometimes it may be called as a pure Java driver. So here we are having the Java application and the application code written in the Java application. So with the help of JDBC API, we are communicating to the database. So here we could observe this approach is a three-tier approach. We are having a client machine, middleware, application server, and database server itself. So because of this three-tier architecture, the flexibility of this kind of driver is more as compared to the type 1 and type 2 driver. So whatever the code, whatever the calls, JDBC API and the network protocol driver, all these things are written in the Java. That's why it is also called as a pure Java driver. So if you think about why the name network protocol driver is given to this driver, because all the call from the type 3 driver to the middleware is a network protocol call. That's why it is named as a network protocol driver. So whatever the dependency which we had in the type 1 and type 2 driver is now taken care by the middleware. So whatever the dependent things are there, those are dependent on the database, will be looked after by the middleware. So type 3 driver is free from the all those type of vendor specific dependencies. So because of this, type 3 driver is capable to communicate with the different databases from the different vendors, need not to be of a specific vendor. So this is one of the benefit of having a type 3 driver. So here in this case we could see that because of this independency of type 3 driver, we could communicate to the different vendor, different database, that is SQL server from the Microsoft, Oracle, and then MySQL. Now we are having all this communication, but dependency is there on the middleware. So all the dependency of database vendors is still there, but will be looked after by the middleware. That's why type 3 driver is free from all those dependencies, and that is very good benefit for a type 3 driver. Now we'll try to see the same communication in the block diagram. So this block diagram actually shows the same component as we have seen in the previous slide. Just we have to observe over here to which component falls into the client side, which component falls into the middleware, that is application server, and which component falls into the database server. So the your application, your JDBC API calls and network protocol driver, all these components falls into the your client side. Or okay, so all these components should be on your client machine, and the middleware is another machine which actually interact or it is a middleware to the client machine and your database server. So this forms a second machine, and finally we are having the different databases. They may be from the database or databases, so from the different vendor, like we have seen in the Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, and the MySQL. Now we'll try to understand some advantages and disadvantages of this type 3 driver. So type 3 driver is as we have seen, it is a three-tier architecture, and all the dependencies are looked after by the middle tier. So we need not to bother about the vendor specific libraries. All those libraries will be looked after by the middleware database. Your client machine or client side, you don't have to worry about the database libraries. The second advantage says that this driver is fully written in the Java, hence portable. So because of we are not having any dependency to the platform dependent, so and the code is written in the Java, that's why it is suitable for the even your web application as well as for the your standalone application. So because of this three-tier architecture, there are so many opportunities to the optimize your what performance and scalability, and we can even communicate to the different databases at the from the same application. So that is also one of the best advantage of your network protocol driver. So if you talk about the disadvantage point of view, it requires the middleware, that is application server. This is the new machine we required over here. That's why the communication also communication time also increases because of this middle tier, because records have to communicate with the middle server, and then it is have to communicate with the database servers, and the reverse processes is also take place. So these are some advantages and disadvantages of your network protocol driver.